career path, I think, is really unique and intriguing. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about how you went from being in aerospace. How did you end up in medtech? Because I think that's a great story in itself.
Yeah, so it's not something that I planned on, but I think nobody really plans their career, and sometimes you kind of just fall into things, or things just end up working out that way.
I don't know if you knew this, but I didn't grow up planning to do this.
Yeah, right. Nobody
never thought I'd own a recruiting company. So
I do have a degree in physics, a master's degree in physics. I use that. I did work at the Space Center for a number of years. However, in 2008, the economy really took a dive at that time, and the money from the government for the Space Center really just dried up, and they just started rounds and rounds of layoffs. And I was in that third round of layoffs, and with no prospects of getting another aerospace job at the time, because they just weren't, that there was no money for there.
Right.
So then it was like, what do I do now? I don't know. And I think it was a friend of a friend told me about a company that was in a small town. There's like one medical device company in this small town that was actually hiring physicists, or at least that had hired physicists in the past.
Right.
And once I found that out, I was like, oh, okay. So I just called up this is a true story. I called up one of their physicists and just introduced myself out of the blue, cold call, and just said, can I take you out to lunch? Can I pick your brain? What is medical physics? I don't know anything about it, but I'd like to learn. And like I said, lifelong learner. So we went out to lunch. That's exactly what I did. I asked him probably 500 questions about what it is. And the way that he spoke, he said, it sounded like he really enjoyed working at the company, really enjoyed what he did. And so I just, at the end, I'm like, hey, you guys hiring? And he's like, I don't know. Ask HR. And so I was like, great. I drove him back, and I walked in, and I was like, I'd like to speak to HR, please. And I walked into HR and said, hey, I have a degree in physics. Are you guys hiring? This is what I can do. And I got an interview, and then from there, I got a job, and then I worked there for 10 years.
Aerospace's loss was Medtech's gain, particularly regulatory affairs. So no, that's fantastic.